Alright, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Blues. We are covering Week 11 college football. This season has feel like it's flown by.
It really has.
And it's because we have a fantasy league in college football.
Maybe.
I think that's what it is.
Maybe.
When you have a fantasy league, something it just moves like that.
Oh yeah.
But glad to see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, Friday night.
Action is back, baby. I love action. I love watching quarterbacks throw for 500 yards.
All of it. Tuesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Which now every night of the week we got some football game going on, whether it's
100%.
college or pro.
100%.
So it's awesome to see.
Anybody want to take guesses on how they did last week record-wise?
How many games we do?
There were 16 games.
That we covered.
Yeah.
We covered 16 games?
We picked 16 games last week. I didn't realize it was that many.
I'm going to say I went like...
With my track record, I probably went nuts, like
6 and 10.
You went 6 and 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say with my track record, I probably went 6 and 10.
No, well, you had a losing record, but not that bad.
Oh, so I was like 7 and 9.
You were 7 and 9. I went 8 and 8. You went 9 and 7.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So sad enough, we had multiple games where we literally all picked the same team, and
they all lost.
there was 5 times that we all picked the same team, and that team lost. So if we all picked the same team, I'm betting against it.
What? As anything in particular? Oh, what was one of the?
Yeah, like North Carolina and Wake. Wake ended up losing North Carolina.
Should have won that one though.
We all picked SMU over Memphis, and Memphis won them because you made the comment about how when we bet Memphis, they always lose, but we bet against them. Here they go. Purdue, Michigan State. I mean, what an upset. TCU beat Baylor, and then the Florida, South Carolina.
Which
you and I said that Carolina would cover, which of course they did. You said Florida's going to win by 4 touchdowns. Just remind you.
Just to remind you.
Oh yeah. Same thing I said about A&M.
And then we ended up winning by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and we all said Cincinnati was going to blow out Tulsa, and they beat them by 7.
Beat by 8
or 8, whatever.
28 to 8, 28 to 20.
So,
and they almost gave him that game.
Here we go. Game 1. We got a really good slate this week, by the way. Number 6 Michigan at Penn State. Hey, Penn State only a 1.5 point underdog at noon.
I'm taking Michigan.
Yeah.
With Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
I think they've looked good this year. But Penn State is a tough place to play at home.
I think if it was a night game, it'd be different.
I agree. That's what I think.
If it's a noon game, I think Michigan.
If it was
Michigan has an advantage.
If it was a whiteout, I think it would be different. So I'll take Michigan as well. We'll take the full sweep on them. Great early noon game. Number 8 Oklahoma at number 13 Baylor. Baylor a 5.5 point dog.
Boomer Sooner.
I'm taking Baylor. This is the week. I said it last week. Somebody's gonna trip Oklahoma up. This is the week.
I say Baylor is who I'm going with after getting beat by TCU. They're gonna come in angry. They're gonna come in hostile.
They're at home.
Chip on the shoulder here. This is the week they take out Oklahoma.
This is the week. We always covered the 3 South Carolina schools, so here's one of them, and I can't believe the. What do you think the line is in the Clemson game? UConn at Clemson, by the way.
Oh, I can see it. I don't know what the line is. I'd probably say Clemson by 35.
Did you see it?
I saw what you wrote down, but I saw it earlier at 38.
41.
Yeah.
Clemson by 41. UConn is arguably the worst football program in FBS. Outside of UMass, you're right. Outside of UMass. I don't think Clemson can beat them by 41, though.
I don't either.
Oh, no.
Clemson has only covered 1 spread this year, and they got lucky to cover the damn spread.
Yeah.
I think Clemson wins. They don't win by 41.
Oh yeah, Clemson definitely wins.
Yeah, Clemson definitely wins. I'm gonna take
if the line was like
points for UConn.
If the line was like 32,
I could see that.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can see them beating them by. I don't see them beating them by
41.
Six
two
touchdowns.
Huge lines. Y'all want to take a guess on what the New Mexico State and Alabama line is for this week?
48.
New Mexico or New Mexico State?
New Mexico State.
We have 42.
51.5.
Actually, I think I did see that earlier.
51.5.
I was close.
Well, that's not the only.
That's huge. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Bama won't cover. Well, they might cover, but
I don't know. New Mexico State was projected to win like 2 games this entire year.
They've won 1 game. They beat South Carolina State. So
Alabama will get up early and they'll pull Bryce Young. They'll pull their running back. They'll pull Mechie. They'll pull the kid from Ohio State. They'll put people in that haven't played all year.
That's fine. They could still win by 50.
Yeah. All right, so we all took Clemson. Georgia State at Coastal, another local South Carolina school. Coastal 10.5.
Chanticleers.
Yeah. Give me Coastal.
Coastal.
SEC action. Mississippi State, who was ranked last week until Arkansas beat them, is on the road at number 17 Auburn. Surprisingly, only a 5.5 point game.
I think because of how bad Auburn looked last week against A&M.
Yeah, I'm thinking, especially
Auburn,
with
It's at
yes,
Auburn.
It's at Auburn.
with as close as that game was going into the third, midway through the third, it was like 3-3, and then the way A&M just pulled away, and then Auburn just seemed to fall apart. I'm gonna take Mississippi State. I'm gonna take Mississippi State.
I'm gonna take Auburn. Bo Nix plays better at home. I think they need a bounce back win.
But that's the thing. I think they're gonna have that, not the same mindset, but I feel like that feeling of them not being able to close the game out.
Yeah.
As long as Mississippi State can keep it within a score.
Yeah.
I think Auburn doesn't close it out again.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Auburn.
Yeah, I'm going Auburn as well.
Okay. Not really that it's a game. People are over here talking about the line, upset, how great Tennessee is. Georgia's got to go on the road, blah, 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 blah. Number 1, Georgia at Tennessee.
Blows them out. Georgia wins.
Georgia's a 20-point favorite.
Georgia wins.
Cover.
Me too, yeah. Listen, I'll get behind the fact that Tennessee's played good on offense. They really put a lot of it on Kentucky. They, blew out South Carolina. They were in a game with Ole Miss that they didn't win. Georgia's a different animal.
Oh, Georgia's
averaging giving up 6.6 points a game.
Yeah.
Hey, we put up 13.
Yeah, don't give me that crap, Tennessee. So take it Georgia 100%. Number 19 Purdue at number 4 Ohio State. I can't believe I'm saying this. Ohio State's a 21-point favorite. Purdue's upset 2 top 5 teams already this year.
2 number 1s.
And Ohio State's a 21-point favorite.
Well, no, Iowa wasn't.
No, I was number 2.
No, they weren't number 1 though.
Michigan State was number.
Michigan State was number 3. Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, I think Iowa was 3 too as well.
I thought they were 2.
They were 2.
They were 2. You're right.
Either way, I think Ohio State wins. I don't think Purdue can do it a third time.
Are they at the Big House? Or are they at Purdue?
They're at Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State then.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
They might not cover, but Ohio State wins.
Yeah, I'll take Ohio State as well. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if Purdue does do it?
Cincinnati needs it.
And then Ben loses Ohio State and all those bonus points.
Woo! God, that'd be rough for him. He actually traded me Nevada this week, but we'll get into that in a second. One of your former teams, Minnesota, at number 20 Iowa. Iowa only a 5-point favorite.
I think Minnesota has a chance there. Iowa is kind of falling off from their start at the beginning. I was high on. I thought they looked good. I thought they were going to finish probably top 10, if not top 5. And I think they've had a few losses that they shouldn't have. But I think Minnesota's going to give them a run for the money, so I'm taking Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota doesn't play well on the road. I'm going Iowa.
He's right. Minnesota doesn't play well on the road, but I tell you what, PJ Fleck every year wins a game that he's not supposed to. I think this is the one, so I'm going to take Minnesota. A rivalry in Florida, Miami at Florida State. We thought, the beginning of the season, we could argue that Florida State was one of the worst teams in college football. They looked bad.
I agree.
They were ready to fire Mike Norvell. They were all over this.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State's a 2.5-point dog at home to Miami. They beat North Carolina. They beat Syracuse. They hung with Clemson.
Miami.
I'm gonna take Miami too. They've been playing well right now. I'll give it to the young kid Van Dyke or whatever his name is down there in Miami.
Derek King.
No. He's been out.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's been out for a couple weeks now.
Give me Florida State.
I like it.
I'm gonna be off kilter here with y'all. Give me Florida State. I think this is one that's gonna be close, but I feel like they close this one out.
Okay, I like
pick
it.
up a win here.
Hometown boys, University of South Carolina coming off a huge win against Florida. We were all wrong about it, but I'll take it. I'll take being wrong in this little thing as long as South Carolina's winning games.
Mm-hmm.
How about South Carolina's now a 1-point favorite on the road at Missouri?
Really? We're actually favored. We weren't going to be favored again after Vandy. With as bad as Missouri has been playing.
I'm gonna say, but at the same time though, didn't Missouri blow us out last year when we played them?
I don't know if it was.
I don't think they blew us
Well,
out.
I guess technically 2 years ago because that's when we played them on the road at Missouri, right?
Yes. Now that was a bad showing. That was the Holinsky catch fumble in the end zone thing.
Was that the rethrow that he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've struggled going to Missouri since they've joined.
We played some tight games at Missouri. Yeah.
So this is one of those that could go either way. I agree. That's why I think a 1 point line here is very realistic. But I think our defense steps up, saves us the game, and I think we win. But I agree, 1 point. Well, it's going to be a one-score game, I think.
Okay.
But I do think Carolina can pull this one out. Like Keith was saying though, it's because of how bad Missouri has been playing.
I'm going to take Carolina as well. And I'm going to say this: if South Carolina comes out offensively like they did last week, and they run the football the way they could against Florida, Missouri is the worst rush defense in the SEC. So if South Carolina can come out and run the football as effectively as they did last week, we might beat them by 20.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina.
Okay. Number 9, Notre Dame at Virginia. Surprisingly, only a 5.5 point line. So
Notre Dame at Virginia.
Yeah.
Give me Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got to play. Notre Dame's got to continue to play to keep their hopes in there. But
they're not going to make the playoffs.
I don't think they are, but they got to continue to play and win.
Yeah. I'll take Notre Dame too. I thought they played good football the last couple of weeks, so
yeah,
they're gonna get challenged on the road. I think this is a very accurate line, but
Notre Dame.
I'll take Notre Dame.
Yep, Notre Dame as well. Like you're saying, Virginia's done well and has played decent football as well the last few weeks, but I think Notre Dame squeaks out a win here.
Okay. We got number 16 NC State on the road at number 12 Wake. Obviously, Wake coming off that upset. NC State over a nice little win over Florida State.
I'm taking Wake. I think they got to come back and get that win that they need and show that they are still, at least this season, the powerhouse of the ACC. And State's played good ball, but I don't think they'll hang with Wake this week. I think as Wake fashion as it is this year, it's going to be sneaky good enough and pull this one out.
Yeah, give me Wake too. I think Wake's gonna have to bounce back from that loss last week to North Carolina. That blow or that shootout that they had last week. So yeah, I think Wake comes back, plays a good game, and proves that they are the team to beat in the ACC this year.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, the Wake losing to North Carolina was pretty much the popping of the cork on the champagne for ACC. They're not getting into the playoffs this year. I think it's a tough loss for Wake on the road. I tell you, NC State, I own NC State in the Fantasy League. They haven't played well on the road, so I'm going to take Wake as well. But number 25, Arkansas at LSU. This is not a night game. It's an afternoon game, not a night game. LSU only a 3-point dog to Arkansas, who just pulled off a nice little upset win over Mississippi State.
I'll take Arkansas. I think for what everybody thought they were supposed to be, they have exceeded expectations. They have been dogs all year.
100%.
I think for having the toughest schedule in college football, I think they have proven that they are dogs and can grind out a win. And even being in Baton Rouge, they'll get a win over LSU.
Okay. I'm with you. I think LSU, I mean, Ed Orgeron's had his team pretty fired up the last couple of weeks since they've made the news that they're parting ways. But, at some point this season, I think Arkansas is beat up and just, is tired of facing all these tough teams every single week. But for now, I like their chances of going to LSU. If it was a night game, I probably would take LSU. Like if it was a night game, a nice 8 or 9 o'clock game for them. But a little afternoon game, I'll take Arkansas.
Yeah, I'd go Arkansas as well. I think they'll take that one off.
Interesting one here, late 10:30, good showing. Nevada at number 22, San Diego State. San Diego State only a 3-point favorite.
San Diego State.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull an upset here. Give me Nevada.
I'm hammering Nevada too. I tell you what, if you have not watched Carson Strong yet, you need to watch Carson Strong. This kid. He may not be the first quarterback taken. It's probably going to end up being a Sam Howell or Pickett. Yeah, which we're watching right now. Go at it, but I tell you, Carson Strong would be my favorite quarterback in this draft. He reminds me a lot of kind of a Josh Allen, maybe not as physically as big as Josh Allen, but huge arm, good IQ, athleticism. I like the kid, so I'm going to take him to pull the upset this week. And final matchup for us, game day. Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, a 2.5-point favorite. That's number 11 Texas A&M at number 15 Ole Miss. 2.5-point underdog. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
I'm going to take Ole Miss at home here. I mean, the Grove and just that atmosphere. And
night game.
It's a tough place to play. A&M has looked really good though, but I think Ole Miss gets enough done offensively here, and we'll make it happen. Matt Corral and the boys down there and the old Webs.
I'm with him.
They'll get it done.
I do think Lane Kiffin at night, a big showdown. I tell you, Texas A&M has not played that well on the road this season, right? And they got to go to Ole Miss. They got to go to the Grove. That thing is going to be lit. It's going to be at night. It's going to be loud. There's going to be a lot of drunk people.
Just a lot of people in general. I like Matt Corral. I think he could be a Heisman candidate. I think this is a young man that's going to get some looks in the NFL, and I'm going to take Ole Miss as well.
Give me Ole Miss for instance at home.
Oh, God. All right, so I'm going to put some money on Texas A&M.
Austin. Hammer it.
Hammer it, baby. Hammer it. So, all right, so three Ole Miss fans going, or not Ole Miss fans, but 3 picks for Ole Miss here.
Yep.
So, and that's going to wrap up our Week 11 college football picks. We really love doing this, but
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And no chance Clemson beats UConn by 41. That's my final
Hell
thoughts.
no.